morning, guys. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for registering for our first of many part of our Rethink Your Money Mindset series. Welcome, everyone. We have with us our team, Elton James, who's the CEO of JMMB Express Finance. We have Lisa Maria Alexander, who is our Chief Marketing Officer. We have Roger Rahachian. Not sure if he's online yet. And we have Stephanie Craig Blackman, who's our marketing assistant. And I, your moderator, Kadeen McLean, channel marketing officer. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this rainy Saturday morning.
Morning, everybody.
Morning and welcome.
So to start, we are going to read an excerpt from our Vision of Love. Our Vision of Love is our guiding principle, more or less, for our company. The JMMB Group is clear that the organization is based on unconditional love and mutual respect. The love is expressed in ongoing day-to-day working relationships and performance. Unconditional love is expressed in every interaction and is the foundation upon which the organization rests. Love motivates the JMMB team to serve our clients who are very special part of our family. The driving force of the organization is to provide opportunities for team players to expand their potential, to recognize the power within, and their ability to fully express and manifest this power to benefit the individual, the organization, and society. In the process, all individual and organizational goals are achieved. So a little about us. JMMB started in 1992. It was started by a single mother of 5, and she was a seamstress, and she had this vision of building a legacy that was built on the core values of integrity, care, honesty, openness, underpinned by the vision of love. And today in 2020, this is what we still stand for. We started in 1992, 2016, we rebranded from Intercommercial Bank, where we bought 100% acquisition in 2018. And in 2018, we launched our baby JMMB Express Finance, which is a consumer lending facility up to $40,000 unsecured. And then in 2020, amidst COVID and everything else, we have launched our SME unit, which partners with SMEs and journeying them through the stages of development. And this is Joan Duncan, the central ethos of JMMB Express Finance and the whole entire JMMB group is that we believe in the greatness of all. And our vision is to facilitate financial inclusion where financial empowerment is experienced by all and not just a subset of society. So we started. Why is we decided to host this webinar is that we see after COVID-19, we realize that everyone has been affected. And the first thing that we're looking at is with the loss of jobs, people cut down hours, is that you're looking at your finances and you're wondering, how am I going to survive? And the most important thing for us is that financial inclusion and education are the building blocks on the JMMB group. So we're hosting this webinar and a series of them to educate our clients so that they could make better and more informed financial decisions. So I will now hand you over to our CEO, Elton James, who's going to take you through the series of building and repairing your credit. Feel free to use the chat where it is you can raise your questions if you have any. This is a discussion, so right, Elsa.
All right, thank you very much, Kadeen. Morning, everybody. As Kadeen said, please make sure to use the chat area as you have questions. So as I'm going through, I'll be happily answering questions, and we'll take questions at the end. So we have probably about half an hour. We'll try to go through everything. Welcome to my living room, because of course we have no power at the office because of the storm. So we're taking you through. All right. So why we started with building and repairing credit. It's very important, and I picked out a couple of quotes. The first one from an anonymous is that if you don't take good care of your credit, then your credit won't take good care of you. J.D. Rockefeller, which was probably one of the richest men on earth, I think his first pass is Rockefeller Center in New York. He said the most important thing for a young man is to establish credit. It creates both a reputation and character. And then finally, more in our time, Jay-Z, in one of his songs, he says, credit. You ever wonder why some people own all the property in America? Well, that's how they did it. So credit, of course, is very important to all of us. So we're going to go through a few slides on what's credit, why we have it, who's involved, and then we'll start to go into building it, and if you have it, how to repair it. So what is credit? Credit simply is the ability to be allowed to pay for things later. Uh, Initially, when you start off, you typically don't have a lot of credit. People won't allow you to pay for things later. And as time goes on, that ability gets bigger and bigger depending on how you nurture it, how you water it, how you treat it like a plant. Why is it important? It's important because credit is the way that you're going to typically use to acquire goods and services, especially large goods and services, houses, cars, anything of large quantum. It's also a very, very important factor in building wealth. I don't think there's any wealthy person around the world that hasn't leveraged the power of credit to help them build their wealth. So it's a very, very important facet of building wealth. But on the other side of it, if you don't control it, just like if you don't control your garden with weeds, it can cause a lot of stress. It can take you over. You can feel as if you are living for this credit jumbie, as we say. So it's very important to understand it and let it work for you. Because if it works for you, it's success. If it works against you, then it causes stress. And then finally, who's involved in credit? Well, of course, your credit is built on yourself. You focusing on making sure, as we would go through the things that help improve your credit. Banks and financial institutions also are part of it. And the reason that they are part of it, of course, is because most of the times it's the banks and the financial institutions that are the ones that are giving credit based on your payment history. And then the third part of this overall grouping are the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus in each of our countries, I think we have some people outside of Trinidad here. The credit bureau in each of our countries, they're the ones that gather the information on yourself from the other banks and financial institutions. So how it typically works is that you get credit from a bank or financial institution. That information from the bank or the financial institution is reported to a credit bureau, and then it's available for yourself to download, and or when you go back to get further credit, other financial institutions can check it to see, hey, how has Elson been paying? How has Dale been paying? How has Trisha been paying? And they use that. And that's why we talk about building credit, because the first time you get it, that's your first block. And as you continue to pay well, so it continues to build. So that's in a nutshell the three of it. So we're going to just go through those three components, the who, the how, and the why. So the why, as we said, credit is available for you to do pretty much anything. What's very important, though, is that we understand that there are good and bad uses of credit, meaning the way that you use the credit typically is what gets you into trouble or gets you into wealth. On the positive side, credit should be used to, or it's good to use credit to acquire assets. So, any sort of large physical assets, cars, houses, things along those nature, credit really steps up at a positive time in there. Also, credit is very good for handling emergencies. At many times, we're moving about life and something pops up, whether it be health, loved ones, some form of emergency, true emergencies, and credit can step in to help bridge that gap with you trying to understand or get over into how do I deal with this emergency. It's all, of course, extremely, extremely good for building wealth. They have, as I said,